Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in Tay Ninh province. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, the Standing Committee of the Provincial People Council met on the afternoon of November 16 to monitor the treatment of voter petition by the Provincial People Committee and Department before and after the first meeting of the Provincial People Council. The meeting was presided over by Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Phong, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People Council and Head of the Supervisory Delegation, and Ms. Nguyễn Đại Thi, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People Council.
Mr. Trần Văn Chiến, Vice Chairman Provincial People's Committee, presented for the Provincial People's Committee. Mrs. Chau Thu Vân, Deputy Chief of Affairs of the Provincial People's Committee, revealed the outcomes of resolving voters' opinion petitions before and after the first meeting of the Provincial People's Council at the meeting. Following the receipt of the voters' opinion recommendations, the leaders of Provincial People's Committee concentrated on directing and assigning specific responsibilities to each department branch and the people committees of district, towns, and cities to consider and resolve the petition of voters. The Provincial People Committees monitors, directs, and promotes the resolution concern raised by the voters on a regular basis, and most department functional branches and local authorities have also been proactive in organizing the implementation of aside tasks, promptly reporting results of resolving voters' petition to Provincial People Committee for synthesis and standing report to Provincial People's Council Standing Committee to notify the voters of results. And the Provincial People's Committee responded to the majority of the comments and recommendations made before and after the first meeting in order to clarify or focus on successfully guiding and addressing the problems while gaining the voters' agreement and gratitude. For voters' petitions that were not entirely settled in earlier monitoring meetings, the Provincial People's Committee has continued to monitor and direct the settlement, as well as assess and report the settlement's progress to the Standing Provincial People's Council on a regular basis. The Provincial People's Council Standing Committee requested that the Provincial People's Committee examine, assess, and define the causes, as well as clarify the duties of departments and branches for delay content submitted to voters. The Provincial People's Committee must continue to monitor and direct the handling of unresolved petitions, as well as give precise roadmap and settlement timetable.
Ms. Nguyễn Thị Phượng, Vice Chairman of Tân Châu District People Committee, met with lottery ticket agents and leaders of the people committees of communes and towns in the district in the afternoon of November 15 to discuss solutions to ensure the safety of lottery ticket sellers and the community. Ms. Nguyễn Thị Phượng stated during the meeting that the majority of the freelancers, street ticket vendors, and business people have been vaccinated with at least one dose, and some of them have been vaccinated with 2 doses. Recently, several FO cases were found in the community throughout the province of Tay Ninh, and many people display indicators of safety knowledge. Ms. Nguyễn Thị Phượng wrote that lottery ticket agents devised measures to prevent lottery ticket vendors from receiving lottery tickets for children to sell as extract. If local government become aware of the scenario, they must act quickly and collaborate with lottery ticket sellers. Lottery ticket sellers who have smartphones must scan the QR code of the medical declaration every time they go to a lottery agent to receive lottery tickets. Those who do not have smartphones must be examined on regular basis. Lottery ticket vendors have been told to comply with epidemic prevention standards and procedures recently implemented by the District People Committee. According to lottery ticket dealer, lottery ticket agents agree to a recently informed management measure as well as guide and assist lottery ticket dealer in implementing epidemic prevention measures for themselves and the community.
And ladies and gentlemen, with the fact that the COVID-19 outbreak has spread widely in public areas with a large number of the people infected, the market of World Trade and City will implement a coupon to go to the market on even days and odd days beginning on November the 17th of 2021 in order to effectively prevent the pandemic. The People's Committee of World Number 3 continue to divide even and odd days for the people in the area to go to the traditional market at this time in order to control and separate and coordinate with number of people coming coming to the market, showing them the retrieval of information support for joining and tracking is quickly when the cases of SARS-CoV-2 infection in the province have continuously increased in recent days. The World Trade Market Management Board organized for personnel to regulate the person entering the market by coupons on scanning QR codes to and from the proper app and advised by health authorities at the market entrance. The market will also close up one side of the doors and else. And when traveling to the market, the people and small traders in the World Trade and City closely adhere to the Ministry of Health Epidemic Prevention and Control laws, as well as the 5 key of messages in Vietnamese.
The audience, there has recently been a lot of conflicting information concerning the occurrence of dirt and rock floating from the top of Ba Đen Mountain to a region halfway down the mountain. On November 14, a representative of the Ba Đen National Tourist Area Management Board received preliminary information concerning this incident. The official decision was made on November 15 after the Mountain Management Board cooperated with the Forest Protection Department to examine and analyze the reason. Heavy rains have wreckage on Tay Ninh province in recent days, and on the afternoon of November 14 in sub-area City 6, Ba Đen Mountain allowed a mile of land garden to construct a number of walls on the top of the mountains were pushed away by heavy rain, forming a long stream of mush and rock from the construction area to the middle of the eastern mountainside. This incident has attracted the attention of the people. Many people filmed and took pictures to convey incorrect information, causing confusion among the public.
In the past 2 days, the online community has posted a lot of untrue information about what happened at Ba Đen Mountain National Tourist Area, especially on the afternoon of the 14th day, due to the heavy rainfall that caused the land to fall from the top of the mountain. And in the morning of the 15th day, the management board coordinated with relevant departments and agencies to conduct a physical inspection to accurately determine, and it must be affirmed that it is not due to the natural landslides, but due to the amount of soil and rocks that concentrated on the building works on the top of the mountain, and because of the persistent rain for 2 days and onwards, this amount of dust, soil and rock has been swept away down the mountainside into about 300 to 400 meters stretch.
In the near future, the management board will work with departments, branches, and construction units to avoid the situation that occurred. The second step is to work together to study and assess the consequences of the region that is drawn to land run-up rather than landslide.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Tay Ninh Department of Agriculture and Rural Development Inspection Team arrived on November 16, 2021 to inspect the business of fertilizer and pesticides for products and product facilities that did not meet the quality standards in 2020 and 2021 at production business establishments in the Ninh City. Checking the agent of Quốc Dũng specialized in selling fertilizer and pesticides in Bình Minh Community Economic Hamlet. These facilities offer enough trade and business records, and the delegation also could not identify an infringing of goods. At Công Hùng Fertilizer and Pesticide Agent in Ninh Bình Quarter, Ninh Sơn Ward, this facility has not given the sufficient documentation to notify the quality criteria on the items being traded or selling. The inspection will collect 2 fertilizer samples for examination and requesting that the establishment's owner deliver on essential documentation to the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development Inspector as soon as possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, at a time when the COVID-19 epidemic is still developing extremely complicatedly, the province health station system has systematically adopted epidemic preventing and control actions, with the ultimate objective being to safeguard people's health and safety. When the COVID-19 pandemic broke out in the province, grassroots medical professionals at health stations carry out surveillance and investigation under the slogan, "What to each alley, not from home to house, inspect each object." Epidemiological person returning from epidemic region in order to provide prompt treatment and improve preventative methods. Carry out screening work to separate FO from the population while also accelerating vaccination activities for the populace in order to achieve herd immunity as soon as possible. Specifically, Tay Ninh province is presently conducting medical isolation and treating COVID-19 patients at home, and the grassroots medical team has actively assisted people in managing the sickness.
The primary health care role is critical when treating F0 at home. We know that the person who directly watch will be primary health care provider. First, the committee will assess if the F0 fits the requirements for home isolation. And second, at home, the people reviewed and monitor symptoms associated with COVID-19 and various disorders that arise during the F0 therapy. Medicine will be given, and the patient will be monitored on a regular basis to see if there are any odd changes that might need to send to hospital.
There are now around 1,000 COVID-19 patients in Tay Ninh who meet the following criteria, having had 2 injections or 1 dose of vaccination within the last 14 days, or half on 3 factors, children over the age of 1 year, adult under 50, no underlying condition, receiving therapy at home. However, the majority of these patients are unaware of the disease treatment strategy, and there is a lack of technology to enable detecting oxygen levels in the blood. As a result, the grassroots medical team has been constantly monitoring the situation in order to give immediate assistance. The brother, as the station do not have a day off, one infection occurs, they must focus on of their resources to work. Then, regardless of the time of day or night, when FO addresses itself or has a need, you must be ready to assist. All medical personnel are educated in illness prevention and control procedure and recommendation of F1 FO at home. All medical personnel must trust all of the procedure and action involved in epidemic prevention and control in order for everyone to be able to do so.
When I was treated at home, I received excellent medical care. Following the administration of medication, medical personnel will make regular visits to check on the patient's health, testing for the heart rate, and determine oxygen content in the blood. I also want to thank the medical personnel for taking care of me and my wife before the COVID-19 outbreak.
To successfully treat FO at home, the Tay Ninh Department of Health has quickly given medical equipment and supplies to the grassroots health system to combat the outbreak.
The health sector has supplies and equipment to grassroots healthcare, such as SpO0 devices in circumstances where individuals do not have access to medical treatment. If you can afford it, I will lend it to you. Second, medication to treat F0 is now assured to by institution. And third, we prepare an oxygen source at the medical station. If a case of F0 shows any signs of shortage of breath, we will transport the oxygen supply device immediately to the patient residence, and we will then consider advancing up the line.
It can be seen that the active engagement of the grassroots medical team in assigning people with illness treatment at home has effectively helped to the prevention and control of the COVID-19 pandemic in the province. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for sharing with us and see you next time.